All right, welcome. So our third topic in transformations is rotations. So again, rotations are pretty much what they sound like. We're going to take the figure and we are going to rotate it a certain number of degrees in a certain direction. So if you notice, we're using the same pre-image that we were using in the previous video. It's just easier to have like the same sort of base we're looking at. So we've got triangle ABC and we've got our 3 points. So the first thing that we want to do is look at how to rotate this figure 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we know that clockwise, right, is this way. Counterclockwise is this way. Okay, so we want to take the figure, we want to rotate it 90 degrees that way. So since they didn't tell us exactly what we're rotating around, we'll just assume that we're starting at the origin. So we're going to take all of these points and rotate them 90 degrees. So what should happen is that each point sort of makes a right angle with the point that was its pre-image. Right, so if I draw a right angle from A, it's going to go here. If I draw a right angle from B, it's going to go here. So let's see, that's 1. So like about here. And then this guy is going to be about here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about right there. All right, so that is our rotation. It's 90 degrees. So again, if you look at the individual points, C and C prime make a right angle, A and A prime make a right angle, B and B prime make a right angle. So let's go ahead and label those guys. Label them in red. So let's see, A rotated to here. Let's see, B rotated to here. And then C rotated to here. So we're using the same notation to note the images versus the pre-images. Notice this is the first time that the A, B, and C are not exactly in the same spot, right? We rotated them around, so the number that's on, the upper right corner may no longer be in the upper right corner. So if we write down our points, A wound up at -2, 3. B wound up at -1, 8. And C wound up at -7, 10. So if we look at our pattern, so just like we were doing in the previous videos, we notice that the X and Y have switched places, and the number that was the Y is now negative. So we're going to take it and change it to -Y, X. So if I want to rotate 180 degrees, it's going to be something very similar, but it's going to end up over in the third quadrant in this region down here. So if I'm looking at point A, All right, again, we need to make 180 degrees with the origin. So point A is going to flip across this way and wind up down here. All right, so B is going to be the same thing. So we're going to end up down in the third quadrant, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces. And then C, same thing. We're going to rotate from this point in the upper right corner down to this point down here. So if I'm counting it out, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 6, 7. So it'll be like right here. And then we will draw our lines so that we get our triangle. And we can label our points so that we know where the A, B, and C all wound up. So let's see, A would be this guy over here. Let's see, B is here. Let's see, it's here. So if we are looking at what happened, the X and Y numbers are in the same spot, but everything turned from positive to negative. So we're going to have negative X, negative Y. If we rotate 270 degrees, it's going to be like a 90-degree rotation, only we're going to go all the way around to this bottom right corner. So if we are looking at our rotation, it should look very similar to the 90 degrees. So let's see, we're going to make some right angles. So it's going to be down here. The B is going to be down here. And then the C, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So C will be right there. Let's get our nice little pink lines going. Let's draw that one more time. And there's our triangle. So let's label our points. Let's see, so A ended up over here. B wound up down here. And then C wound up over here. So just like the 90-degree rotation, looks like our X's and Y's have switched places. The X is now the same, the X is still positive, but it's the Y, or the second number, that switched. So the Y and X switch places, but then we flipped upside down. So instead of having a positive Y value, we have a negative Y value. So that second number needs to be negative. All right, and so for the 120-degree rotation, I will leave that for you. That's all I have on rotations, so I will see you guys in class.